What's something that you do better than anybody else, or you do better than most people?
I am a very good developer. I would I would say in my local market region, I'm
Mm,
probably top 1%.
mm,
I'd say top 10% in the country. I'm very
mm,
efficient and good at what I do. But really what I'm very good at, I think the difference between me and most developers or programmers is I'm very good at talking to people and figuring out what they really need, like translating their wants into actual software that they want. Not like, hey, because they'll say, hey, I want a button here, and you put a button there, and they don't really want that. I'm like, well, let's take a step back, and I make them kind of work to the problem, and I'm able to take that and make that software.
mm,
So I think that's really probably what I'm good at. I'm really good at making
mm.
very, very good software.
I think that's a really valuable skill set because I've met so many people that are really good on the technology side of things, but they just can't bridge that gap between what the client needs or what the customer needs.
That's what I'm seeing. There's absolutely the people that are better developers than me for sure. Hard stop.
Mm,
But that piece being able to talk to the customers or who the stakeholders and really figure out what they need, I'm I just
mm.
happen to be very good at that.
How did you kind of leverage that, or how did you move beyond that initial customer? What did you do?
Nothing, nothing. I didn't do anything. I just worked hard. I literally just focused on the software, made it better, made it better, made it better. And the way that the industry that I'm in is in, it's very, very tight network. So I knew that if I killed it, if I
Right.
kill this, other people, because that company has to have other people work for them, and they'll say, well, hey, you got to use our software, and
Mm,
then they'll use it, and then they'll like it, and then it'll grow. And it was the network effect, and it
right.
worked to, yeah.
Right.
So I just,
So you just happen to be in a space where very tight network effect. You build a kick-ass product,
they're
and
gonna
it
have
goes
to
from
do it.
there.
So I was just like, I'm gonna focus on product.
Mm,
I did zero marketing. Website was terrible. Just plowed it all into the software and made it. Um, and here's the thing: it's not beautiful. It's not what someone would call traditionally beautiful. But for this industry, I went out. I went with truck drivers. I like got on the truck. I was loading vehicles with them. I watched what they did. So I made an app that they love. The truck drivers love it, and that's the key because they're not bitching to the owner like, "Hey, this sucks. This is slowing us down."
yeah.
So these guys love it, and I knew if I could get them to love it, it would go up. And it was a gamble, but it paid off.
See, I have a lot of respect for that. There aren't too many people that would get out and actually start like loading trucks just to see how the software works and how it holds up.
I mean, I'm in the Midwest. I'm kind of a country boy, so that's not like that much of a reach. I just went right over here to do it. But still, you're right. I think a lot of people won't get
Mm.
down in the trenches and kind of see what's really happening, and kind of focus on some of that stuff. So that was my key differentiator.
Is that the biggest mistake that you see a lot of SaaS startups making, or is there something else that you see over and over and over again?
I would say, I mean, yes, I think they don't focus on the actual app enough. Like they get a little bit of success and they're like, cool, let's scale that sales team and we're gonna do SEO and we're just gonna kill it. And then you get people in initially, but there's a high drop off rate because they get in, they're like, okay, oh, but this doesn't really do what I want to do. And then it's kind of like it's like everybody
Mm.
does dropship on Amazon. They're like, oh, I'll sell these sandals from Alibaba, and then people get them and then they send them back, and so you get all these returns, and it's ends up not being
Yeah.
kind of really worth it. I see that a lot in in SaaS, just like that initial jump, and then they're like,
Mm.
scale. I feel like pull back. If you could pull back and wait a little bit, I think that's a for retention. I think that's better.